Yes, Amendment 51 is to delete lines regarding the duty of doctors or the enforcement of doctors to refer. And this really is fundamentally comes to a very important part of the conscientious objection really for doctors, and the whole reason why we're debating this year, that they shouldn't have to refer if against their will, and what that refer means. If it means that by referring that they're going to have to end the life of one of their patients, one of their two patients that they see in front of them when they see a pregnant woman, life is going to be ended of one of their patients. And I certainly, I think it's a very important part of our reasons for putting it forward. We've had so many doctors, as we know, that have a fundamental issue with this. The Minister steadfastly refused to meet them. There was a call, as we know, for an EGM, and that was tailor-made to be held after the debate had finished last Thursday, but that didn't happen. And we saw what happened at the EGM. So it's not for me to tell the ICGP how to work or whatever, but fundamentally, democracy was shut down in that organisation as well. Indeed, Dr. Kristen Fuller, who was an excellent GP from Tipperary, one of the people who led the walkout and fought that as well very hard with Dr. O'Regan from Kerry and many others, because they haven't been listened to. They haven't been engaged with, and the conscientious objections haven't been in any way, dealt with as consultation, and a bit of, a degree of consultation would have been. Maybe would have allayed the fears, would have been able to, amend or get a wording that would have pacified many of those genuine general practitioners who have the Hippocratic oath in the first instance, but they strive every day and 24/7 to give a service. Many of them in country areas where they don't have care doc or out of our service, and them and their families answer the call at all times of day and night, and their duty of care and respect and try to save lives is their sole motive at all times, and to have health care. And they have a genuine health fear here that they're going to be forced to refer, and what that refer includes or means. And as I said, if they had engaged, the Minister had engaged with them as the officials in any shape, make or form, they may have been able to come up with clarity and a better understanding, and we wouldn't have 700 to 800 of them now threatening not to cooperate in any way with this piece of legislation. And we know the scarcity of GPs and the struggle in many areas, urban and rural, but mainly rural, to get a GP to even apply for a practice. They're dealing with a 50-year-old nearly contract. It hasn't been renewed. But as I said, the Minister chose to kind of engage at a senior level with the organisations, the two doctors' organisations, and didn't listen to the members. They didn't listen to their members either. So democracy has been damaged in their organisations as well. But they're able to talk for themselves, so I'm not here to speak on that. But I'm here to speak on to many of them that contacted me at different levels in the hospitals as well, about this piece of legislation and the rush and the sheer speed that has been rushed through. And we have people here talking about staff and everybody else and their rights. I'm hearing now that staff have been told they have to work all night tomorrow night if this finishes here tonight to get it through the Senate. I mean, we can cry about workers' rights and complain all we like, and from the same quarters, and now we're making work those kind of unreasonable hours and unreasonable sitting. Now, I don't know is that definite, but that's what I've been told. And we care little about them and their families who have to work and work here late, and the stenographers and indeed the people in committees and the secretariat and ushers and indeed all the people who attend the House here. But in this, sorry, I am considering the amendment. As I said, that's the fundamental area, and we might have reached agreement with the vast majority of GPs had the Minister did any modicum of consultation with them or engagements, as I said, and listened to their fears. They're not people they're busy people in their practice every day of the week. They're not people that will go out, be out marching or be out protesting about this, that and the other. But this is a fundamental part of their Hippocratic oath and their belief and their strive and their education and the amount of time that they got their medical degrees and work and expertise. And they wanted to be listened to, which is something that's not unnatural in a democracy. They should have been listened to, should have been engaged with. But as I said, any kind of a group that came up and formed any kind of an acronym of a new arrangement to meet the minister on the other side, he went out of his way to meet him, but would not meet the general practitioners at any stage to discuss this legislation. So, what was he hiding? What was he afraid to debate, or why did he have to run with the populist side and use a bulldozer to drive this legislation through at all costs, a trophy project for himself, when we see the absolute and utter chaos that's facing those GPs on a daily basis? When they refer people to A&Es, they can't get an ambulance. They're left in their surgery. They can't get into A&E. If they go to A&E in Tipperary, they can't get if they get a trolley, they're lucky. They can't get a pillowcase or a blanket. And being early discharged, then back again, the front line is the GP surgery. No place else. And we've seen all the areas of the GP, free GP care for the different young people. And now we're going to have this service rolled out for them against their will, and they're going to be forced and coerced against their fundamental beliefs to refer, as I said, and I think it's despicable. It's sad, and it's a total disrespect for a profession that has served this state well. I know many of them they work on way after retirement age because they have a rapport and they have a sense of commitment to the patients, the families, and their community as well. And I'm not talking about rural, I'm talking about urban as well. And the fabric of the part of the very fabric of what makes things good about living in a community, but this government is stripping everything from our community and shamelessly. But in this case, as I said, the fundamental reason for putting forward this amendment was because of the lack of clarity as to why, if they had to refer, what the implications of that were. Were they going to have one of the lives that they look at in a pregnant woman, was one of them going to be those lives taken? And that's what they fundamentally disagree with. And it could have been worked out if the minister had the courage or the respect to meet with the GPs.